Hey there. There we go. I got you. I had to go live because
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
you're fine. The StreamYard will be like, it will make us, what is it? They have a certain amount of time, and if you don't get it, it'd be like, oh, you're kicked out. It's like, okay. Let me make sure. Hey y'all, hey. While my lovely guest is getting ready, I wanted to give you guys a heads up. We had some technical difficulties, so that's why we're going live late. But this is the first Monday of the month. Yes. And as we've been doing for the past few months, we started out, well, years. It's been like a year, just going on year two. We did Candid Conversations Monday, Magnificent Monday Book Club, right? In the book club, we talked about different things from Eat the Frog to John C. Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership and 25 Ways to Win with People, and the 17 Irrefutable Laws of Teamwork, how to, 10 Distinctions Between a Millionaire and the Middle Class by Kirk Cameron. So we've had a few books that we have been through. So then I was like, hey, let's promote authors. I've been running into a lot of different authors, very significant, on the platforms that I've been going through, but not everyone knew about them, right? And so they happen to be African American authors. And I was like, oh, wow, that's great. Then I had my Caucasian sisters and brothers, who also wrote books. And so I'm like, hey, the more the merrier, because we believe in diversity and inclusion. And the biggest thing is to get their book out there for everyone to notice and see it and click on it and support it. A lot of individuals self-publish their books, right? They took out the middleman and was like, hey, I'm doing this on my own. And that takes a lot. But I also want you guys to know how this works hand in hand. Did you know that when you write a book, that book is like residual income? It can make you money over and over again. If you know about high school, we were in high school, right? And I'm gonna have to, you guys, I'm gonna edit this so I can make this public, because I know that it's currently not public right now on Facebook. But when we were reading these books, the American history books, the history civilization books, they would bring us out new books, right? And you would see the copyright, the years that it was republished, resurfaced, changed another different book covering. They might have added maybe a sentence or two about something of the latest and greatest. But guess what? They got paid again for the same book they got paid for the first time, with a plus or minus corrections and adjustments from it. So that's why I say that's like residual income. When you write a book, an author has put themselves in a position where they're able to get residual income, right? And so, like I said, I've been coming across a lot of different authors who just needed to have their voices heard and shared. And I always tell people, your network is your network, right? So whereas that author may know a group of people, I know a group of people, and I want to share it with my people, and I want my people to share it with their people. Pay it forward, right? And this is the kickoff to Black History Month. We do it all 12 months all day long, but this is the month that everyone recognizes for our Black History Month. And boy, do I have an impactful author for you. So the way that it works is Candid Conversations. We bring the conversation from the author. The author has their book. They do a read from their book, and they have a discussion, but they're telling you who they are, what inspired them. You really get to know the author without just reading the book, the behind the cover of it. You get to have that. And if you want to ask a question, you can simply put it in the comments. We can look at that and see. If you're looking at the replay and you got comments and you want shares, definitely we can help and assist with that. So before I bring her up, y'all know where I met her. Some Clubhouse streets, right? Y'all know how I do. You know how I do. This weekend, the little one and I, we went exploring in Costa Rica. So this is our first outing because I've been down for like a month. So this was our first outing together out, right? And so with that being said, we got to look at volcanoes. We got to look at waterfalls, and I'm sharing the stories, and I'm be sharing some more photos. But it was impactful, and powerful because she got to learn what the volcano was. She got to learn that the volcano was still active. She got to learn what the hot springs and how it comes from the volcano and what is, how it's there, and how it's so hot. She got to learn. She got to go into the different ones and see how the temperature is. But the biggest thing is she got to go into a cave, y'all, with a sauna. She got to go into a cave with a sauna, a natural sauna. It was so hot in the cave that the steam rose up and it made a natural sauna. She was like, "Ooh, mama, this is too hot for me." But I said that to say, when you're reading books, and that's where I started. My adventures started in a book. I love to read a book because it would take me out of my current environment and put me in a world that I was reading about. The places that I wanted to explore, things that I only dreamed about. And now to see that I'm able to make those things come into fruition for my daughter is the absolute most gratifying thing for me. So I'm gonna check on our guest real quick. I'm making this open this up so it will be public. Wait 1 second. Thank you guys for getting on. I can't see your names, but thank you so much. You know how StreamYard is. I'm about to look at my phone and I'm about to say thank you in a minute because I'm about to see who it is and shoot out some praise of gratitude, as y'all know that I do. All right, so I'm edit privacy. We are public now. There we go. Cooking it with Kisco. Thank you so much, George, for coming on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, Lenore, my beautiful. How you doing? Hey, Matrika, my love. All right, y'all. Let's get ready and go. Y'all, I didn't talk about this. I don't want to steal her thunder, but she is up and running. So I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others this phenomenal author who has gone through a lot during this pandemic, but she yet inspires and encourages one another. When I tell you she's a mom, she's a wife, she's a writer, right? Now she's a published author on Amazon. Yes, 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 yes. She's a woman of God. And when I tell you family is everything to her, family is everything. But on top of that, I've never met someone that can take paper and make it so beautiful. I mean, just creative, and then shares that creativity with others to help them. So she inspires, she sets that example, and then she shows you how to do it. So I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others this lovely queen that I have the privilege of meeting on the Clubhouse platform, and I will eventually meet off these Clubhouse streets. No other than Miss Therese. Miss Smith, also known as the paper lover. Look, she's so cute. Oh. And I'm gonna tell y'all why she's so cute, because she hasn't been in that office and she hasn't been like that for a while. I'm gonna put up her Instagram. I'm gonna put up everything so y'all can see it, and then you can go back because she did not sugarcoat anything. You kind of looking like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But this is her, girl. You looking good. I see you, queen.
So don't tell my husband I'm down here.
I gotta keep that a secret. And when I told you, family is everything, and her husband is phenomenal. Cause a king got that queen. He's taking care of her. You got how much? 2 more months on parole. 2 more months before you get.
I took my braids down yesterday, so that was a good thing. And look, I still don't have any nails. If anybody knows me, I have lashes and nails all the time, and I have none.
That is okay, because you're looking so cute. So, T, thank you so much for coming on the platform. Thank you for getting ready to share a phenomenal story that I know you're going to inspire some. And then what you phenomenally did was you put what your experience was on paper. But you guys, not to steal everything, her thunder, but I'm gonna tell you, I told you guys I read books when I was younger to take me out of my environment, to visualize, the things that was happening in the books. I never thought or dreamed that I would be able to, at this point, share that and actually have those things coming to fruition to show my daughter in person, like a volcano, hot springs, stuff like I read about in books, And so when you told me that it was a book that inspired you, I was like, Yes,
It's a
yes,
real book. It's a real book.
that is so beautiful. So tell us, who you are, first and foremost, because I didn't tell them everything. Who are you? And tell us, what was that inspiration behind you publishing and writing this book?
So one thing about me is, and this is almost my 1 year anniversary of being on the Tamron Hall show. So I am famous. I just want you to know that. So guess what? I'm famous again because here I am on your show. So, oh my gosh. So honestly, I don't really brag a lot. That's not who I am. I'm a very honest, modest person. Um, I'm just simply Therese. I'm just simply plain on me. I love my family. I love my friends. I love to smile. I think my smile is contagious. I tell people I've worn some of the cutest hats around. I used to be a optician's assistant. I worked at a gas station for 2 days because the lights went off and I thought I was being robbed, and it was next door to my parents. I left the store wide open and went to my mama's house and told my dad to lock the door. Wasn't gonna do that. I have been a graphic artist. I have been a cheerleading mom. I'm just an all around everyday person. I've had some amazing experiences. I've been the as administrative assistant to the vice president of institutional advancement at Fort Valley State College, where I went to school. I've just been a little bit of everything. So I am everybody's girlfriend. I'm just like a good friend, I believe in not bragging, just living my life, and for me, I don't consider it to be bragging. It's not bragging if it's true. I live an amazing life. God is good to me. He has blessed me beyond words. I wake up, how in the movie Diary of a Mad Black Woman, when he says, only thing I want you to do is just wake up. God told me that. He just want me to wake up. I literally just wake up, and it's like I'm a free spirit. I kind of go through the day, and he blesses me. He literally gives me the desires of my heart. Honestly, I had no idea I was going to be on your show today because I didn't get the message. But you see, I'm prim and polished. I'm ready.
Yes, you are.
And I'm all branded. And this is just me. I'm that person that if you call me tomorrow at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm dressed. I am always dressed. Full makeup. I'm ready. That's just me every day, all day. And I just like to share my love for life with people. I've had some unintentional trauma in my life, and I've learned to not hold on to that. I am God's example of how to love unconditionally. That is the true statement of who I am. I know what the meaning of unconditional love is because it's from my birth until now. Literally. So when you ask me what my background is, I've been doing this graphic designing in this for 33 years. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for nearly 25 years. I've been in this house, in this space for the last 16 years, working from here. I'm just blessed. So just recently, we went to the Oakland Raiders game on September 13th. My life changed. Literally, my life changed.
Hold on, let me say, because I know y'all doing the math, right? I know, because that's what I was doing first when she was like throwing out numbers. When I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'll be 51. I'll be 52 this year. I lie so much about my age. I stopped telling my age because I think I'm younger. My sister caught up with me, so I had to kind of get in my 50s. But my mama's statement is age ain't nothing but a number. So I am 51.
And her mama looks just as good, y'all. Her mama don't even look her age. I say black don't crack. Y'all got it in the family. So just in case y'all calculating the numbers.
Yeah, I'm 51 years old. I'm blessed.
Yes, you are.
I'm truly blessed. So September 13th, I went to the Oakland Raiders game with my husband. He's a huge Raiders fan. I don't really like football, but I love the Raiders because it gives me the opportunity to shop on the West Coast. I'll tell people that all day. I'm not a football fan, but I love the Raiders. I love the Raiders. So we went to the game, walking into the stadium. I mean, I'm enthused. I'm excited because of the branding. I mean, it was everywhere. I mean, it was the first season opener. I mean, I'm looking around. The cash register was branded. You got the floor. I mean, you got the wall branded. I'm sitting there looking at a cash register at the Raiders logo on the cash register. The next thing I know, they're picking me up off the ground. I slipped on water. We hadn't even been in the stadium an hour. The game hadn't even started. My feelings were so hurt because Gladys Knight was singing. Ice Cube was performing for halftime. I'm like, are you kidding me? So they rushed me away to holding area, to the ambulance got there. Gladys Knight starts to sing. I can hear her voice in the rafters. My body was like, are you kidding me? The queen is here and I can't see her. My husband runs out there and he takes his phone and he records it for me. It was the sweetest thing ever. And I know he was devastated because he's been a Raiders fan since he was a baby, like a little kid. And it was his dream to be at the season opener first game. What did they do? They picked me up and rushed me with the lights on to the hospital. I get there and they tell me that I broke my kneecap. So I'm thinking, okay, I have both of my knees replaced. I didn't even know I had real kneecaps. No. So we're there, get to the hospital, they knock me out. I mean, I'm literally knocked out. And we're in Vegas. So Vegas hospital is a little bit differently. There's big screens everywhere in the house. Big screens everywhere. So they put the screen up on my husband. They're trying to get him comfortable because, again, I'm knocked out. I don't know anything. I wake up when the game is over in double half overtime. I see nothing. We get into the Uber because they have to call an Uber because we're not living there. We get an Uber. My husband, we get back to the hotel. My husband goes to get me a wheelchair. The Uber driver, no, I'm not lying, gets into an argument with his girlfriend, and he is literally pulling me out of the car. I can't walk. Hotel saying, "Sir, what are you doing?" We get to the air. I get knocked out. By this time, we're so distraught. I don't have my luggage. I have my backpack. The Uber driver took off with my backpack, with my purse, my driver's license, everything. So when I stayed at Vegas, September 13th was a different experience for me. It was heartbreaking but funny at the same time because you can't make this up.
No,
can't make it up. Get back to Atlanta. I get to my doctor's office and he said, well, I didn't break it, which is what we wish I would have done because they could have replaced it. I have both of my knees replaced, but I have I thought I had an artificial kneecap. I have a real kneecap. I have a hairline fracture. A hairline fracture takes roughly 6 months to heal. So in the midst of me doing the whole 6-month healing, I had some other health issues I want to take care of. And while they were scanning my leg, they realized I had fibroids. I didn't even know I had fibroids. Like, what in the world? But I knew I had something going on with my body. I thought it was my back was bad because I kept fussing about my husband. I need a new mattress. We got to get a new mattress. Well, when they did the examination to poke my, when they poked my fibroids, they're triplets. They were 3 of them together. I realized what that pain was. I was having back labor. If you've ever had back labor where you feel it, I had back labor. I couldn't walk. I was hunched over. And the backstory is my mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in March. So we kind of already, stage 3, we kind of already wanted me to get my ovaries out because, I'm not using them. I don't need them. So fast forward to then, I found a doctor that would do it for me. So she said I could go ahead and get my ovaries out. She approved it. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on a second. I got one more thing I want to ask you. I'm kind of using my inserts a little bit too much. And inserts to me on my poise pads, I was wetting myself. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. I was having some issues, female issues, but I was doing the poise pad thing. And she said, well, that's very common because I've had 4 children. It's common for women to have those issues when they get to be older. Their bladder kind of falls a little bit. So I'm like, okay, 2 for 1, we could do it. Had the surgery done. I love it. December 17th, I had my surgery. 10 days later, I was back in the hospital, emergency surgery. Before that, my blood pressure was 225 over 117. I almost stroked out. My pain level was on 1,000. I was having a moment. I thought I was prepared because I Googled everything about it. There was not much, to find. I'm sitting here in the bed. I got depressed. I was so upset with myself because I thought I prepared. I was not ready for this hysterectomy. And the reason why I did this was because I did not want someone else to go through what I went through. I was in a state where I didn't understand physically, emotionally, financially, spiritually, what it was like to go through a hysterectomy. It's a lot of emotional ties that you have to go through. You go through spells of loneliness. You have to go through spells where, I want to go outside. And for me, because remember, I've been in the house since September. I'm like on 145, 150 days stuck in the house. It's a lot. I'm probably gonna get in trouble for being down here today, but I was not gonna do that interview, not in my space. So we'll deal with that part later.
Listen, if y'all see the posting of the picture that I have on my profile picture, she took that picture in the bed. Like, she was like, I'm not going to, you know, she wanted to make sure she took a picture of her book with her in it. Like, there were other people who had her book, and she was like, no, I want to take a picture with my book. And y'all, she sent me that picture in the book. I said, girl, you all teasing and everything, just smiling. Like, you know, it made it real for her. You know, right? It made it real.
It was, and you know what? Because in that space, all I had was my bed. You know, when you have a hysterectomy, you really can't do a whole lot. You can't walk a lot. You can't really do a lot. And for me, because I have the fractured kneecap, it was even harder because I couldn't move. I couldn't walk around. But I mean, I am so grateful that you gave me the opportunity to share my story about my book. I mean, so the backstory about my book and the reason why it's called Dear God, It's Me Again, I'm from the Judy Blume era. Do you remember Judy Blume?
I do, because you told me about it.
Dear God, It's Me, Margaret. So this book is, it's a spinoff of that book. So when I was 10 years old, I had my first cycle, and I literally thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. I mean, I was in the bathroom in Miss Benson's fourth grade class in Okinawa, Japan, at Kadena Elementary School. And guess what? Oh my gosh, I thought I was dying. So this phase, when I had my second surgery, I thought I was dying. I literally thought I was not going to make it. That surgery, I was literally telling my family, and they didn't really know how I was feeling, but I thought it was the end. I really did. I was bleeding beyond words. I mean, here we go again, that trauma that I was telling you about, unintentional trauma that I was dealing with in my life. So this book is one where it's pages where you can write down. So I would love to give someone this book. I'll sign it. And I want them to write it down, keep it, and then share and pass it on to the next person. And while you're going through your journey, remember what it looks like. Because if I hadn't taken pictures, I would not know what trauma I was going through from the beginning. Now that I see what I've been through, oh my gosh, it's amazing. I am truly blessed that I've survived, because it was a lot. And, you know, and my kids tell me that I always have an upbeat, good spirit. But trust me, when I was in pain, I was mean. I had to apologize to myself. I was awful. Pain and me don't work well together.
Listen, you guys, and the reason why, you know, her story resonates with me, she didn't even know it. I mean, I didn't even know everything was going on. I just seen her. I missed her. You know, I hadn't seen her. And I was like, oh, it's so great to see you. You know, how are you? And she was telling me, and I was like, you know, immediately we took it offline. And because I shared with her, I was like, man, I had a hysterectomy too. And I know what the pain felt like. It was an unexpected experience. And my loss was something that I wasn't expecting. So, you know, with hers, it was a different story. But, you know, she had all of this capitalized on top of it. My mouth was like this. Like, because I know just how the hysterectomy worked itself, and just by itself what that was like. And then to have to go and do it again a second time, you know, that's unbelievable. And so, you know, you had cesarean sections, right, for your children?
I had two. So I had 4 kids.
So don't get it twisted. Like, yeah, she had been under the knife before, but it is a different beast.
Well, and here's the story. So, you know, when you probably had your hysterectomy, you stayed in the doctor hospital 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
No, because of the pandemic, it's outpatient surgery. You don't even stay in the hospital. But because my pain level was so bad, I literally had to stay in the hospital. But here's the kicker to that. Because I had the bladder surgery, I went home with the catheter. Well, guess what? Got home, I couldn't pee. My husband had catheter me. How about that? I mean, when I tell you that man has done everything for me, everything. That's why he's like, no, you're not doing that. No, you're not doing that. No, you're not. I just want to go outside. It's like, I just want to go outside. He's like, no.
Like, no,
we're not doing that.
Y'all understand. I'm gonna have to say, y'all understand. I mean, women, not even men. Y'all know, some of you guys might know what it's like to get catheterized, you know, with the lip tube, all of that.
It's hard. And I don't mind talking about it because this is life issues. Look, I don't have my wedding rings on. Why? I fell so hard, I broke the diamonds in my ring.
Oh my gosh.
I broke the diamonds in my ring. The K jeweler has my ring and has had it for months now, trying to figure out what to do about it. The impact of me falling was so hard, I cracked the diamonds in my ring. So you can imagine how much it hurts to walk with that leg. But the reason why I went ahead and did it, because I know for me, that's the only way that I was really going to heal. Because I'm hard-headed. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm hard-headed. I'm going to confess, I'm hard-headed. I really am hard-headed.
Look, and it's not intentional. It's just
What?
it's her personality. It's like, I need to do this. I need to do that. And her husband said, not today, not today. Now, okay. Now on top of that, okay, fast forward, she had two surgeries back to back. Now,
well, actually, I had 3 surgeries because I had one moved off. So I broke my right leg, broke my right knee, but I had surgery on my left leg. And then I had the first hysterectomy, and then I had a repair for the hysterectomy. So I had 3 surgeries.
And y'all think that was it? Here's the icing on the cake with the cherry on top. COVID.
Oh, yes, I forgot.
COVID. Right. So now, mind you, she's been in the house now over 100 and something days, right?
It's like 132.
She hasn't even been out the house. So she, she just stuck
fully vaccinated
in the house. Now, how did you get COVID?
So I think we kind of think it was my husband. So I tell everybody, cancel everything. My bubble has been compromised. I mean, everybody protected me because I had the hysterectomy, and when you have COVID, you cough. So that was the one thing they didn't want me to do and I didn't have the part where they cut you. I have the holes, so it's different. So I have the holes put in me. But when I caught COVID, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right to me. And I took a test. So my husband brought back home tons of, he owned a trucking company. So he when he delivers, he's always collecting COVID tests just because, right? Family, friends, whatever. And I said, let me just test it. Sure enough, I tested it. I had COVID. And what made me really think it was because I couldn't smell. So, wait a minute. I could smell like a citrus of an orange, but I couldn't smell cherry. And then there was one particular Zycom, I think is the cough lozenges because of my throat. I couldn't taste it. I was like, wait a minute, something's wrong. Tested it. I was like, I felt like I got a bad pregnancy test. Like, what is this? What? Are you kidding me?
Like the how, the who, the what.
I felt like I was pregnant. Like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
Let me take another one.
I was anxious, like we were having a baby. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a baby. I was so nervous waiting for this test. And if anyone has never taken the COVID test at home, it's nothing like the drive-bys. It's nothing like the drive-by. Take it just for the safety of yourself. It's just put it in your nostril and rub it around a little bit. And then squeezing it, it was not bad at all. It was not bad at all.
That's good. I'm glad you shared that. So anybody, a weaker person, a lesser person would have been pity partying it all the way through. Oh, woe is me. Oh my gosh, I can't, what. But I always tell my people, I say, look, your energy is everything. Your mindset is everything. What you put out is what you get back in, period. So having a difference in mindset, no matter what it is that's going on, that's why people say it's not in the land, meaning it doesn't matter where you grew up at. You could have grew up poor or impoverished, whatever, but it's in the man and the women. It's what's within you, yourself, that gets you out of your situation. It says, we're often born in cases that we don't have no choice about, poverty. But as we get older, we have the choice in the decision whether or not we're going to die that way. That is a choice. But coming into the world, not a choice. But going out, it is a choice. That's why when you hear about different these stories, which you see their glory where they came from this and now they're that, they pivot and boom, did a 180. This from September the 13th, what y'all keep hearing? Bam, something else. Bam, something else. Bam, something else. And in the midst of it, y'all saw her shining this book, right? Showing this book, and y'all said, hey, I read this book when I was younger. And this woman was like, hey, and I was like, I couldn't, I thought I was dying from just having a cycle. So it's like, where in the world with all of this, y'all? I know y'all asking this question. Where did she find time to even have time to even write down the words and put it on the paper, right? I know, me too, right? I was asking the same question. Where? I mean, through all of this, yet you did. You put pen to paper. Now, had you ever written other books, or is this your first one?
No, I've actually, honestly, I was supposed to have written a book last year, and I hired a ghostwriter, and she went ghost on me, literally. She went ghost on me. So this one, I guess this is God's sense of humor that says, no, I told you to write a book, you write it yourself. So I designed it all. I have designed books for my other clients. I've done this. My clients' books have been bestsellers. They've been in Amazon. They've been in Walmart. I've had someone steal a book that I designed and didn't pay me and published it. And that's a whole other story. They've been on Barnes and Noble, all that stuff. But for me, I just sat down and said, you know what? I really, really want to be a part of a story for somebody else. I want to share this with other people. So after my second surgery, when I literally couldn't get out of the bed, here it is. Because I couldn't get out of the bed. And for me, I had to do something to keep me busy. So I just sat there one day and just decided I was going to make a journal, make a book. Literally, it's a book that that tells my little story in the front. About the publication, and we talk about emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, home bleeding versus spotting, like what is good bleeding and what's bad, sleeping, bedding, and then I have a prayer in there for you because I really genuinely want this book to be a blessing to somebody, because I know for me, if it wasn't for my daughter and my husband and my mom and my dad and my support team and my doctors, I don't know where I would be right now. And I'm being sincerely honest about that. You know, I am so blessed to have people that really loved me and cared for me and allowed me to do nothing, allowed me to force me to do nothing, because I still snuck and did some stuff, but to really make me sit down and do nothing, because this was a season of my life where it was the worst pain I have ever experienced in my entire life. I've had 2 knee replacements. I've had 4 children. I've had 1 child, my oldest daughter, I had her with a shot of Demerol, and that's it. You know, wanted to be the big girl, do Lamaze. I've had my son when I had an epidural, you know, wanted to be, you know, got up and think I had dual legs. My daughter, I had placenta previa. She had her cord wrapped around her neck, you know, and thought she was going to be a Downy baby, and they had to do an emergency C-section for her. And then my last one, I opted to have a C-section because I wanted my tubes tied. So I've had all 4 levels of different births, 2 knee replacements, and this is nothing. All of those pains combined is nothing compared to the pain I've been in. It was the worst. When I tell you it was the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life, I had to get off of everything. I have been on Percocet. Now, my normal regimen, 2 Tylenols puts me to sleep. I'm that girl that I can't take 2 Tylenols. 2 Tylenols, I'm knocked out, literally. But I was on Percocet. I've been on Vicodin. I've been on Tramadol. I have been on 800 milligrams of ibuprofen. I've taken naproxen. You name it, I have taken it. And my biggest fear was I didn't want to get addicted because the pain was so strong. But my sister had to fuss at me all the time about take the medicine, because if you don't take the medicine, your blood pressure. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to my blood pressure. It got 222 over 117. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. Wow. That's stroke level. That was stroke level. And I did it in the midst of the pandemic. Imagine. Now, I was sick. They told me to come to the hospital, but because the numbers are so high, my doctors was on the phone trying to figure out what hospital to send me, because COVID was so bad. They didn't need me to get COVID because I was open. My body was exposed. But the hospitals were so crowded with COVID, I couldn't get in. There's no room for me. I sat there for 5 hours trying to get in, and I couldn't get in. I mean, when I tell you that COVID is bad, COVID is bad in the hospitals. It is awful. There are sick people, but people that are sicker can't get in because there's so much COVID. They're trying to isolate. I'm like, look, can you just take me in the hallway? See me in the closet. It doesn't matter.
At that point, like, whatever. Can you do a house call? I mean,
because my doctors, they just needed me to get in the hospital, and they would admit me, but they couldn't even get me. I couldn't even get triaged. There was so many people.
Wow. And that is real, you guys. After 26 years of medical, man, I've seen it. And this has been far. I've heard my horror story from my battle buddies. They tell me, you see You only see certain parts. When those documentaries start rolling out, you know how documentaries start when things are coming to an end, and then you start seeing the full light. Some of you get the privilege of seeing it, like Therese got a chance to see it, but not all of us get the privilege of seeing what it's truly like in the hospital setting, in a hospital form, when it comes to beds, ICU floors, different, just to get her to get in a bed, right? To control what was happening with her. Just wow. So, whew, girl, all of this, I want you to read, please, an excerpt from your book. I want you to share with them. The link is already in the comments, you guys. I already know. She said she will already give a book, this book right here, and sign it to how do you want them to do this? Do you want them to?
They could just inbox me or inbox you. They can inbox you and I'll give it to you. You pick it and I'll give it to them.
And you guys, I'm gonna tell you. So hey, raise your hand. Put in the comments who wants the book. First person who say me, me, in the comments, you get the book. You're looking at the replay. If you're looking at the now, this book right here, free of charge. Y'all know how I do, because I normally do that anyway. But she beat me to the punch. But then this is going to be autographed. All right, Lenore. Lenore said me. That's my girl. All right, Miss Lenore, you get the first copy. You get the first copy signed and autographed by Miss Therese herself. All right, now take it away.
So I'm going to read the part that talks about the physical, the spiritual, and the mentally, how it's affected me. My spiritual and mental wellness were challenged during this time because I had a false sense of wellness. I constantly came to terms with the fact that once I began to feel well under medication, it was only fleeting. I needed to grant myself time for my wounds to heal. So doing too much during this time can not only be a setback of your healing, but completely restart your clock. I relied on online church services to feed my inner soul and their words to heal the dark places of doubt and loneliness. One area I struggled with was loneliness. I wanted those around me to be homebound with me. I realized that was not fair to anybody. I had to look at this process with God to allow him room to talk to me and even more space for me to listen. This was also time when I had to admit to myself that there were times that I was not okay in it, and it was good, but it was not healthy for me. All things have a time and season and purpose. This was a time for me meant to heal mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I had to accept the help that others gave me at their level. At their level. That's a big deal, at their level. No one can ever care for you perfectly or without flaws as you care for others or yourself. So get rid of that thinking. Learn to embrace being grateful for their efforts and to be quick to show appreciation. Say thank you and say it often. Caring for another person is draining, so personal unspoken expectations and expecting too much of others more than their normal bandwidth will have you crying empty tears of loneliness. Accept the help that is offered and self-help the rest. Self-help. That means you got to do some stuff for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I had hidden stashes of snacks. So I have hidden stashes of snacks when food does not come when you want it. Don't be afraid to say when you're hungry. Set alarms in your phone to stay on top of your meds. Don't be shy to ask for someone, your care team, to remind you. Use your do not disturb feature in your phone for moments when you need to sleep the pain away. Never underestimate the power of asking for company to watch television. I spent days not talking because talking hurt on the inside. Try to refrain from yelling or talking too much in your early stage of healing. The surgery left my throat sore, so popsicles became a well-needed snack. And you see how I talk now? Can you imagine me not talking?
No,
I couldn't talk. I had moments of literally silence. And I don't even know if I cried. I don't even think I could cry. It wasn't a space where I wanted like tears. It was just a come to Jesus moment for me that I knew I need to have this space. I asked for this moment, but I didn't think it was going to be like this, if that makes sense. And I know I go through this and I go through things in my life because I'm strong enough to handle it. And I know that he did this for me so I can share with other women that journey. Because there's a lot of women that don't know how to express themselves and they're ashamed to say it. I am not ashamed of anything in my phase of my life anymore. I have been drug in the mud. I have been through so much just foolishness till in this space of my life, I own who I am. And I think honestly that, and I posted on my reels today, I said, they done messed around and let me found myself. Literally. They did. I mean, I'm in a space right now where I don't think anything is really going to bother me next season of my life. I really am in a really good place, and I want to share that with other women and pull them out of a space where they feel they can't do it. It's not a superpower. This is not magical. This is something I planted a seed for. I earned the right to walk in the space that I am right now. And it is my mission to help other women identify what their voice is. That's what I do professionally. I do it free. I believe and understand what the working poor is. I know what that means. That, and I say it all the time. If you don't understand what the working poor is, keep living, baby. That's somebody that has a job, that goes to work every day, but still can't feed their family and make too much for food stamps and to get aid. I've been there. I was working at Spelman, and I understand what that looks like. You know, you have a job every day, but you can't feed yourself. I mean, but you make too much money to get food stamps. I mean, that's ridiculous. So I understand. So my whole purpose is to help people, literally, mainly women with children, because I have been that mom that's been trying to feed her kids. So that's just my passion. I am going to start my 501, my nonprofit. I'm going to do it because that's something I did. And I have given myself an honorary degree. I said, you know what? I didn't finish college. And that's the one thing that I did not do because I wanted to pledge a sorority. I'm being completely transparent. And I was really thinking about going back to school, but I'm never going to work for anybody because I'm an entrepreneur. That's just something I'm not going to do. I'm just not going to do that. So I gave myself some commas. I've always wanted a comma behind my name. So in this season, I gave myself a comma. It is comma BD period E, brand designer plus educator. Who gave me the authority? I did, because I have the Paper Lover Academy. I'm my own dean of my school. So guess what? Like my baby said,
again. You're the who of your own academy.
I'm the dean of my own school. So guess what? I gave it. If they can give other people honorary degrees, why can't I give myself one?
Girl, you about to say 33 years, y'all. 33 years.
I think it qualifies for something.
You know, the experience, the skill set. You said something so phenomenal because you're right. You know, honorary degrees is left and right. Here you go. Because they did something phenomenal. They had the experience. And it wasn't the education. It's because of the experience they got them honorary degrees, right? And it impacted so many people based on their experience, right? You better say that.
I have 4 children. My oldest daughter is an educator. My son is a nuclear engineer in the Navy. My daughter graduated from Penn State on a full scholarship, and my youngest is on scholarship at North Carolina A&T. I qualify for that. And am I a 6-figure earner? I'm a multimillionaire because my children made me successful. So, Life University, absolutely.
See, Ms. Jones,
and it's not hard knocks because I'm still smiling. I'm still standing. I'm not beat up and bruised. I just don't look like what I've been through. So I'm blessed. So I thank you for that opportunity today. I really do. I'm truly grateful for being here today.
Listen, thank you. You guys, you know, had a little rough start with technology, but boy, wasn't it? She bought it. You guys, I'm telling you, she bought it. Look at that smile. Look at that grace. Look at that poise. Look at that posture. That's not for fake. That's how she is all the time. That's how she was. I mean, you just got to go look at that Instagram and you will see.
That's me.
See her in the bed. I'm just going to look at this particular one. When she told you about the popsicles, right? She was so serious about this one thing and eating this particular item, right? And she set it up where that she could put it in her shopping cart. She set it up with the store so they can get it for her. And when she finally got it, y'all, I was like, did your husband know you was cheating on him with that? Right? But I'm telling you, Deborah, you are, man, that right there, ownership of your own pain.
Yeah, he qualified me. You're right.
That is it. Jesus qualified you. I love it.
Right.
Listen, my girl True, that's my classmate. We grew up together. And so I know, you know, from one mom to another, she's a mom too, that she can relate to this story. And Lenore, she bless her heart, she absolutely goes back between here and Costa Rica. We met online too. And when I saw her online, I was like, hey, I'm in Costa Rica. When she came, she was like, hey, come meet my family. And boy, we just was incorporated. Now my child loves her family. Like, when they coming back. She wants to play with the sons. I'm like, no, they're adults. You know, I'd be like, she thinks everybody her playmate. No. But I have to thank you so much, T, for just coming on and for sharing. And you guys, the links are in the comments. So make sure you click on those links.
Yes,
They're clickable.
please.
They're clickable for you.
So this is, I've never even announced that I even have a book. So your show is my debut for the book. I've never even told anybody I wrote the book. I basically just told a little bit of people, but I've not even put it on my own Facebook. I've only just posted the picture one time, but they don't really know what it is. So today is my debut. So Janae, thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you to announce that I wrote a book. Yes!
Listen, that one right there, Malika Star Carey, from one author to another. She's saying, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I'm honored because I immediately went to go buy the book. I was like, yay, you know, like, y'all know how I am. So I'm immediately, and then I'm like, can you get on my show for the first stuff? And she was like, well, what is that? I just want to promote you. You know, I really do. I mean, so now y'all know. Now share it, because you all know, you know, there's a yoni movement going on with women, right? And with that, most have had hysterectomies and different things of that nature. So pay it forward, share the information, you know.
And it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Don't be embarrassed about it at all. Women know, men know, it's okay. If you're with your husband, he buys your pads. It's okay. This phase of your life, embrace it and keep moving. Keep moving. It's normal. Have that conversation, because that's something that we hid. Don't hide it. There's somebody that's with you that's going through it that needs your help. So bless them with this book. Let me know. I would love to come back again and do my other book. And I'm pitching the Tamara Hall show again, because Tamara Hall's going to have me on this show with this book. You're right.
Hey,
Y'all say, I should have worn my As Seen on TV. As Seen on TV shirt. I'm going to be on her show a second time. Watch. I promise I'll be here.
Manifestation is everything. You know, I'm all about that. So y'all heard it. Now you're accountable. She's accountable, right? Because she has now manifested it. She affirmed it. With power and authority.
Absolutely.
Will have me on the show
2 times.
And this will be my book that I will be promoting. So yes, this book is very powerful. Pay it forward, share it, and listen. When I tell you guys, you can find her, and she's very approachable, and you can get in her DM. Let her know, say, hey, I saw you on the show, you know, and let her know where you saw her from, so she can be like, oh, okay. But yeah, she's very personable. Get in that DM box if you just want to have more information, more of a one-on-one, and just talk to her a little bit more about her experience, and even share some things that you possibly have went through, because I know that's how it was for me. You got comments coming all over the place as I'm trying to get them through here. So I know these are some group of phenomenal women and men, and that's always, you know, they're always supporting me, and I love each and every one of you guys for always showing up. We do this now for the authors the first Monday of every month, so we already got our next author lined up for next month. Yay! So super excited about that. And you know, we're gonna be taking this book club on Amazon. I literally started the work to start the process to get the book club started. So now you guys will be getting these links, you know, and so now you can actually see the authors. We can talk about it, you know, and promote it on Amazon, because they're all published mostly on Amazon. And you know, you want to get them on that Amazon bestseller.
Yes. So I'm gonna have a launch party. I'm gonna have a launch party for my book. And I'm gonna do it. So I have the physical book, and I'm working on doing the digital book. So the digital book is gonna come out too. So I'm gonna have 2 versions of it. Yes.
That is awesome. So hey, that launch party and everybody clicking at the same time.
And showing your book. So here's the deal. When you get your book, make sure you take a picture and tag me. And in the back of the book, there's contact information for me. And there's pictures of me. So I was not embarrassed at all. I took pictures of my journey and put it inside of the book.
That is amazing, because some people
thank you so much. Thank you
so much, lovely. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all, we know what we like. Y'all got y'all call to action. Click the link, get the book, then take the picture with the book. Yes, y'all got that. Lenore got her free one, and she's gonna order some. She's gonna get a free one. She's gonna order some, so that's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So that's y'all call to action. You know, we like likes, we like hearts, and we definitely like sharing, because sharing is caring. So pay it forward. If you're looking at the replay, copy the link, share it. Just share, because you never know. It may not be for you, but it may be for someone that you know that they can be inspired. And so, hey, sharing is really truly caring about those that's in your network, truly, and supporting our own right here. So thank you so much. All right, y'all know what we do. I'm not in Clubhouse now, but y'all know I still do it. You know. With that being said, I want you guys to be safe out there. I want you to wear your mask. I want you to stay 6 feet apart, and I want you to wash your hands in these pandemic streets because, as my girl T said, COVID is real. She shared her experience, and what it was like for her even trying to get into the hospital, right? So be safe out there. And y'all know why I do it, because we love you. You know, I love you, because you can't do nothing but love me back. That's it, period. And with that being said, if you're in a position like me and TR, and you can raise your hands above your head, like Simon says, crisscross them like applesauce in front of your chest, take those fingertips behind your shoulder blades and give yourself a big old squeeze. Consider yourself loved virtually. Listen, somebody didn't tell you you were loved today. So we definitely want to make sure that you know you are. You are loved, period. You are cared for. If that means, virtual, we're your virtual family. So, hey, you got it today. If you wasn't hugged, in your household today, we sent you a hug filled with love. So please take it and accept it with the kindness that we want to bring to you. And know that you and everything that you do are true. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Hey, it's tea time.
Oh, I love that. Look at the glasses. Let me tell you, boy, so creative. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. And you guys take care. Thanks for the extra time. Bye, y'all.